The fact that I've even come this far is evidence of how special America truly is.
Immediately after finding out he did not win his home state of Florida, Marco Rubio suspended his campaign, making it now a three-man race in the GOP. And despite an Ohio win for Governor John Kasich, Donald Trump still finished big along with Hillary Clinton. And we have dozens of caucuses and primaries to watch over the next few months. NKU political science professor Ryan Salzman wraps up Ohio's primary and what's next for our frontrunners. Good morning.
Good morning.
You and I were speaking earlier. You said kind of went as expected.
It was, yeah, absolutely. I think the elections did, including the close race in Missouri. You had Kasich winning, kind of going away in Ohio, and then you had Florida with Trump doing very, very well there. Rubio really wasn't even close. And then with Illinois, it was kind of close, but in the end, Trump pulled it out. North Carolina as well. And then again, Missouri, it's still kind of a toss-up, about a 1,700 vote right now spread between Cruz and Trump there.
And looking forward, we say it's a three-man race, but you made an interesting comment about Ohio Governor Kasich as far as this latest win goes. What do you think moving forward he should do? Because he says at this point, not dropping out.
Well, if I were him, I would absolutely stay in the race. If I were the Republican Party, I would want him to get out. He's already done a great service to the Republican Party and those that are against Trump by saying, by winning Ohio. So he got the 66 delegates. He did not allow Trump to get those delegates. He makes it harder for Trump to get to the point that he needs. But then if he drops out of the race, it comes down to a two-man race. Most polling, head-to-head polling, is not good for Donald Trump. So that would further diminish his likelihood of being able to reach the majority that he needs.
When we look at Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, she is clearly starting to pull ahead. It doesn't seem to be deterring Bernie Sanders. Not that I think he would say so, even if he felt that way.
Right.
What do you see moving forward? We've got some primaries in the next 2 weeks.
Well, I think we're already seeing Bernie kind of pivoting, getting more on message. Instead of it being a Bernie versus Hillary race, it's now about Bernie trying to advance a lot of his policies and a lot of his policy positions, which he always has. But from a party standpoint, what you don't want to do right now if you're Bernie Sanders and if you're the Democratic Party is start tearing down Hillary and really kind of getting desperate and clawing and doing damage. And so Bernie is probably going to be cognizant of that. He'll be in it. He's gonna compete in the races moving forward. But this is just about done. And honestly, I don't know exactly where his money position is. I think he has a good amount of money. But let's say if he didn't, or the donations stopped rolling in, I could see a suspended campaign in the not too distant future. That being said, the races coming up will be pretty good for him, and there's a good chance of him winning. The likelihood of him winning the nomination after yesterday is very, very slim.
Well, moving forward, are there any big surprises? I know that we felt like yesterday went kind of as expected. Anything you see in the future?
Well, the big surprise could really hinge on Kasich. I think him dropping out would be a huge surprise, just because, again, it kind of goes against human psychology to say, I just won this state, I'm doing really well, I'm surging, I'm somebody who's won so many races in my life, and now I'm going to drop out? I mean, that would really be a surprise, and again, it kind of speaks to this strategic side that we're seeing in this primary election where Democrats are voting in the Republican primaries to try to prevent Trump or try to advance Trump. There's a lot of strategy going on in this election, and that in and of itself is very surprising.
Before we head to break, a contested convention, is that a possibility?
It is a possibility. I think that both a Trump victory and a contested convention has gone up in likelihood, in large part because all of the other options are falling away. So we'll have to save that and maybe have a nice, long, in-depth conversation about that coming up soon.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Awesome.